Shalom, I am Priest and Officer Gabar Amath, ISUPK, Connecticut. We are ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana, and since 1969. We've been teaching the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Indians, their true culture and heritage as it pertains to the Bible, history, and archaeology, that we are the Israelites, according to the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. All right, this is part 2 from yesterday. Shalom again. All right. Shalom to Shara Rana. Shalom to Labah. Shalom to Yapah Shayara. All right. Just bear with me a few more moments. The water. Shalom to the brothers. All right. Yahweh Shemashai Barakatam. And to the sisters, Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alata by Shem Yahushai. All right. Again, this is part 2. This is part 2. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians must come out of the wickedness of this oppression. What oppression, you might ask? Well, the oppression of the United States of America, the oppression of the current governments of the world, whom are the enemies of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Although it might seem as if they are not. But the policies passed, the evidence is on television, the evidence is in your pocket when you have lint and not money, when you don't own property, when your people are being murdered on the television. And what more evidence do you need than that? The stereotypes thrown out there. Okay, we are always the butt of a bad joke. Okay? And again, even if the heathens poke fun at themselves, economically, who's on the bottom? Who as a people are on the bottom? Who has no identity past 200, 300 years? Who can't trace their lineage back far? Okay? That's how you can tell who's in oppression. Yesterday we got Ecclesiastes 1 and 2, 12 and 8, 1 John 4, 8 through 11, 1 John 2, 1 through 4, Isaiah 63 and 1, Ecclesiastes 12, 1 through 14. All right. And I'm sorry, we also had gotten 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. All right. Talking about the last days and what things would be going on then. All right. Today we're going to start out with Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 13 to continue. Ephesians 4 and 13. Yesterday we talked about Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and how horrible it was what we were witnessing on television, on CBS, and how bad it was for our children to watch these things and to feel like everything's okay with this type of behavior, and how it's not vilified at all. It's made to be held up and to be lifted up in this kingdom. Women use it as a means of some type of independence, some type of come up, that because they want to, they can. But again, should you want to be a whore? Should you want to represent yourself as a whore? Just press the button for me. And should we want to be these things? The answer is la or no. Okay, we should want decency. All right. Ephesians 4 and verse 13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Mashiach or Christ, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. Believe it or not, what we witnessed at the Grammys is a type of doctrine. It's a type of teaching, because they're going to teach little girls to feel comfortable with being naked. They're going to teach that the pole is something fabulous and good to be on, and that when you want attention and you want to be made great, you get on that pole and you spin around it, right? Because men will watch you in awe. Women will adore you. That's what that doctrine is. It's evil. By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. That's them. That's the producers of that program, the producers of many TV shows. They lie in wait to deceive. Verse 15, but speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Christ. Verse 16, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth. That's blood, right? Right? Blood is supplied to the whole body and to joints. It keeps them lubricated. According to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. And what is the love of God? To follow the commandments. This I say, therefore, and testify in the Most High, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk. The other Gentiles would be the heathens, because this is talking about us in a Gentile state of mind, right? In the vanity or emptiness, as we went over yesterday, something without substance, something empty, something vain, of their mind. Verse 18, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High powers through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, which is the mind, who, being past feeling, have given themselves over to lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Christ. So those who are lascivious, those in the past who were those things, and you haven't changed, you don't know Christ. You have not learned him. Verse 21, if so be that ye have if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, who's that? Christ, as the truth is in Yahushua. Verse 22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man. Again, when you learn that if you're hearing Christ in this Bible, right? If you're learning from the Bible, learning from the scriptures, you have to put away your old man. You got to kill him or her. You got to dead him, man. You can't let him or her continue to control you. You have to put away your old man. even the conversations of the old man. Let's read that again. Verse 22, Ephesians 4 and 22. No, let's start at 21. Let's start at 20. But ye have not so learned Christ, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua, or Jesus, as the world knows him, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts. That old man, that old you, who wasn't taught by Christ, who was taught by your mother, your father, who was taught by school, the world, television, radio, movies, books, all these different media outlets, social media, music, right? That man right there, that's the old man of former conversation. And again, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts. And be, verse 23, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Again, the old man has to go away. You have to repent, right? And put that old man away. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians must come out of the wickedness of this oppression. To come out of the wickedness, you must repent. To come out of the wickedness, you must put away your old man. You must put away the man that loved vain things, that loved emptiness and death. And you got to put it away, and you got to learn, Salakia, you got to learn brotherhood and sisterhood. You got to learn to swallow the bullet instead of trying to spit it back out. And what I mean by that is, many of us struggle with the former self when it comes to ego. Many of us struggle with the former self when it comes to not giving ourselves to brotherhood. Okay? What do I mean by that? Many times our old self shows itself by lack of discipline. We have to become more disciplined. That's how you can tell you are putting away your old self. When you are a more disciplined individual, right? As a man, you can't be over emotional. You have to check yourself. As a woman, you have to understand that you're not over your man. You can't be. That's not how it works. That's not the order in which the Most High made us. We have to come into the order of the Most High. And the Most High wants men of war. He wants soldiers in his army. He doesn't want females with penises. That's for sure. That's what this world wants. This world wants females with penises and males with vaginas. Confusion. Or both. For both. That's what this world wants. But the Most High made us all perfect, man. There's no need to change what he made. He made a man to be manly. He made a man to be logical, disciplined, and warlike. Right? But within reason. And he made a woman to be a helpmeet to the men. To have a man as a head. And the man's head is Christ. That is the order. All right, we're going to get some scriptures about that too. Salakia, Yapashayara, is there a small pad out there? I don't see my small pad. A small flip pad. I might have to look it up again. All right, we're gonna get that. Oh no, Salaki, I got it here. All right, we're gonna get those scriptures too, because again, we must come in again. What does the Most High want? The Most High wants a nation, and in order to achieve nationhood, you have to be a certain way. You can't just be willy-nilly all about whatever you want. It's got to be focused. It's got to be direct, and it's got to be in line with the Most High. And the Most High is not about confusion, man. He's about absolute order. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Verse 24, and that ye put on the new man. Put on the new man, which after the powers is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Verse 26, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil, because when you hold grudges, you are of your father the devil, man. When you can't forgive your brother or sister, whether you be right or not, and that's another thing, we got to stop trying to be right. Many times, well, I have to say most times, or if not all, there's only one right and one wrong, whether you can see it or not. And many times, if there's an ought, someone has to yield in that ought. Someone has to basically see the light because somebody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Someone is wrong. There's a wrong interpretation. There's a wrong outcome. There's a wrong reaction. Something. Someone is wrong. And someone is right. Now, whether or not it be going back and forth because the situation develops into something else, that's another story. But in the beginning, when the ought happens, when there's a problem, it's because someone didn't do what they were supposed to do. If it's a rank order thing, the younger man should bite his tongue. He should learn discipline. Because, again, younger men, troopers, young officers of a lesser rank, your job is to learn as you come up in the rank, discipline at each level, because there's different levels of discipline. You know what I'm saying? And you have to do that. Because again, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down in your wrath. Neither give place to the devil. The devil wants you, your brotherhood and the order. He wants to rip it apart, man. He wants to come between it. He wants to push it apart. But you can't let him do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't let him do that. You have to do what is right and necessary. You have to be righteous. Let him, Salakia. Okay, let's continue. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Verse 29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Don't run your mouth like a young schoolgirl, okay? I'm going to put it like that, you know what I'm saying? That's for men and women. Be mature. Know that that thing doesn't have to be spoken about. Not all the time. Now, again, there's a time and a place for everything. So if there's a season for everything. So if there is an ought and it is to be taken up to council, I'm not disputing that. That is protocol. Again, there's protocol too. Okay, you do what protocol calls for. But sometimes it doesn't have to get to that level, and it's better to just dead something and move forward. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use of to the use of edifying. Okay, that means to instill knowledge, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Verse 30, and grieve not the holy or separate Spirit of the Most High powers, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Put it away from you, man. Get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it overtake you. And there's my favorite thing, a colon, further explaining. And be ye kind one to another. That's the end of it all right there. It's called kindness. It's simple. It's called kindness. And be ye kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as the powers for Mashiach's sake, God for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you, because you should be dead. You were an evil bastard, and you're still here. You're still kicking. You were given an opportunity to repent. Who are you not to give another brother the same, another sister the same? Who are you that you have to be so right that you can't see the logic behind squashing something? Who are you? This is what the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian has to realize in this kingdom, man, that this type of love and brotherhood is absolutely needed. And it's what the Most High wants of us. And it's what is instilled in the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohana. It's instilled from the top all the way down, all the way down. You understand? Every man, woman, and child coming up, whether it be male or female, again, everyone, it's instilled in all of us here. And this needs to be instilled throughout the nation of the blacks, so-called, or the nation of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, better known biblically as the Israelites. All right? Let's drop that. And let's get Salakia. Leviticus 11. Leviticus 11, chapter 1. I'm sorry, chapter 11 and verse 1. Salakia. Chapter 11 and verse 1. This is the order that is prescribed by the Most High. I'm going to read this quickly, all right? Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 1, Salakia. And the Most High spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel. Again, the audience is only for us, the Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, known as the Israelites, and here it's being referred to as Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, Salakia, that's the wrong verse. Salakia, hold on. Let me see, I think it's 18. Salakia. Salakia, here we are. 18. I don't know why I did that. Corrected. Leviticus 18:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. I am the Most High your powers. Verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, because America is very much like Egypt. When you go to Washington, D.C., you'll see Roman and Egyptian architecture and iconography everywhere. Okay? You also see it in Nevada. You'll see it in you'll see it in many gambling facilities, casinos. All right, you'll see Egypt all over there. All right. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances, because their ordinances are evil. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances, to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. Again, let's remember the show and what is progressively getting worse in entertainment. All right? God forbid your kid is watching MTV, man. Meg Thee Stallion made a song called Captain Hook. That's about a man's rod. The whole song's about a man's rod and how she likes it curved. Like, what is that? What is that? That is evil, man. That is evil. That is evil. And let me tell you, man, a lot of these things are on constant rotation. We know how MTV does. MTV will put something on rotation, and every fourth song will be that song. Every hour, it will play at least twice. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Verse 6 again. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Verse 7, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. Verse 11, the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, I'm going to read that again. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Verse 13, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Verse 14, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. This is talking about just family. It's talking about family, man. How many churches need these verses, huh? How many churches got cousins? I wouldn't say cousins, Salakia, but how many aunts? How many mother-daughter situation? I mean, there was a mother-daughter situation on YouTube that was disgusting. A mother and daughter. The mother taught the daughter to do all these things. You know what I'm saying? And that was just what, that was like a year and a half ago. That was being prevalently talked about. You know what I'm saying? And although they were shamed by some, more people were curious about it and didn't shame them at all. And again, what was the argument? The argument was, we can do whatever we want to. You can't say nothing. She's my daughter. That's my mother. But what does God say? What does God say about it? What does the Most High say about it? He definitely has something to say about it. He wrote it in a book. He wrote it in a book for our learning. It was written aforetime for our learning. Well, obviously, either they didn't hear it or they ignored it because they were being evil. Thou shalt, verse 15 again, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Verse 16, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Again, some of these things are talking about rank, order, right? There's order in families, right? There's order in businesses. You know, we accept the order of a corporation or a business, right? We know what to do and what not to do. And many of us don't even respect that. A lot of us will steal from where we work. You know what I'm saying? Or have very ill regard for what we're using, use something all up, not realizing that everything has an underlying cost, man. Everything. Everything has a cost. Let's keep reading. Verse 18, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. Verse 19, also thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife. Again, the church is infamous for laying with a neighbor's wife, okay? Infamous with it. To defile thyself with her. When you do that, you're so disgusting. The Lord calls you defiled, man. Verse 21, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Right? What does that mean? That's molestation. That's molestation. That's carnality. That's anything that a child shouldn't go through, right? Including death. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. How many of us are homosexual or lesbians? How many of us have succumbed to that alternative lifestyle? How many of our women go to college and try it out? How many fraternities and sororities have these homosexual rituals, like men breaking an egg into your mouth and then spitting it into another man's mouth and then spitting it into another man's mouth and passing it down the line? That's disgusting. That's disgusting, man. Or all the other rituals, which I won't say, because there are many more rituals. You know what I'm saying? I was one that was optimistic about that, you know, at one time saying, well, maybe I want to join a fraternity when I go to college. Then I got there. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not branding my skin at like some freaking animal. I'm not going to brand my skin. I'm not a cow or a bull. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to brand myself. No, I'm not going to do that. No. I'm going to blindfold myself and get naked and do and let another man control me. No, I ain't going to do that either, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to see it for myself, though. and I walked away. I wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not me. Not me. Some brothers learn about it afterwards. I saw what was going on, man. And I had to get out of there. I ran away from that. You know what I'm saying? I lost my woman to that. You know what I'm saying? I lost friends to that, because once you join that, then nobody want to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? You're an outsider now. I'd rather be an outsider than to be that. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast. Now this is intense, because this was happening back then. All right, this seems to be an ongoing thing amongst human beings for some reason. Neither shalt, let me read it again from the beginning. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. So all along there have been, like, for instance, well, I'm not going to get graphic with it, but there are women who have pets like dogs who instill the use of peanut butter. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? It's disgusting. All right? I went to a predominantly Edomite high school, and there were cases where that was happening. All right? And that shite is disgusting. Okay? All right? Again, if I hadn't gone to that school, I would not even believe it, because it's so, to me, it seems so unbelievable. But again, our oppressor is an interesting beast, and beasts they are. You know what I'm saying? Because they will lie with those animals, horses, goats, mules, all types of animals, man. They'll lie with them. You know what I'm saying? And we wonder why we call them cavemen. Verse 24, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. The Lord is great, man. The Lord knows that these nations partake in everything that I just read, that we read not to do. The nations partake in every bit of those things, whether we know it or not. Because our spirit don't really resonate like that. We'll see something like that and walk away, right? When we walk away, they'll just close the door and keep going. You know what I'm saying? And again, the Lord don't want that for us, man. That's why we must separate. That's why we have to come out of this place and come out of these customs and establish our own in righteousness. Again, come into the ISUPK, man. That's where you learn how to do that. You first got to learn your oppressor. You got to learn that your oppressor is doing these things, man. You got to learn that the Lord makes a division, and you got to stop trying to join yourself unto him. Meaning Esau, your oppressor, and the other nations. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop trying to join yourself. If you don't learn what's going on, you're gonna get lost in the sauce. You're not gonna have a bird's eye view of the reality. You're not gonna see the forest through the trees. You're just gonna be lost in a grouping of trees. You know what I'm saying? Like I said yesterday, groping at noonday. It's noonday, and you're so blind to it all that you just keep going and going and going, and you don't know your top from your down and your left and your right. You know what I'm saying? And again, you'll lack discipline, and you'll do things that the Lord doesn't want you to do, because you'll join yourself to the heathens. Let's keep reading. Verse 25. And the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, things the Lord hates, neither any of your own nation. That means nobody else in your nation either. Nor any stranger that sojourneth among you, nor your people that are visiting from other places. Verse 27, for all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled, that the land spew not you out also, when ye defile it, and as it spewed out the nations that were before you. Again, this is talking about Moses' time, but isn't that, listen, that happens now too. These things are perpetual, right? There's nothing new under the sun, right? What was, is, and shall be again. Let's drop that and get Ephesians 6. The book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 5. Again, talking about so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Indians, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called First Nationers must come out of the wickedness of its oppression. This oppression doesn't want you to be orderly, doesn't want you to learn rank and file. They want you to join their army, follow their directions, but you mustn't follow the directions of your God. Let's see what God says. Salakia. Ephesians 6 and 5. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. It's talking about slaves. It's talking about Negro slaves, because that's what they would tell you. No, this is talking about someone who's over you in rank. Okay, this is talking about the order that men have in order to stay disciplined and to keep from having oughts, basically. Servants, which is someone who serves another, right? A servant would be, so if I'm an officer of Salakia. If I'm an officer of 50, I'm a servant to an officer of 500 or 1,000 or 10,000. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Salakia. Servants, be obedient. Oh, if I'm a woman, it's my husband. I'm a servant to my husband. Right? I'm a servant to the Lord and my husband. If I'm a child, I'm a servant to my mother and to my father. Understand? It's the order. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling. What does that mean when it says that? It means just what it says, right? If I'm getting an order from a higher ranking man, right? And say that higher ranking man says, hold your tongue. He doesn't have to yell it, scream it. He just has to say it. And what should I do? I should just be quiet immediately. Right? That's what that means, man. That means to dead it right then. Not to go on, not to make an argument, not to have your ego hurt by what's happening, but to understand that right then is not the time. If he tells you to be quiet, it's not the time for you to say what you're gonna say. You'll have to find a better time. Maybe later, maybe tomorrow, maybe what, maybe never. Who knows, right? Maybe. With fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, in singleness of your mind, with focus, not all over the place. A lot of us in the world struggle with duality of mind. We're caught between a rock and a hard place. We're caught between the person we were and the person we are trying to be and the person we should be. You understand? Many of us struggle with that, especially in the beginning of finding the truth. And that's a demon that you have to fight. You have to fight that demon, man. That demon is keeping you from the work that you need to be doing. That demon is keeping you from your own progression. That demon is keeping you from following the commandments too. Servants, be obedient. That is not an option. Be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. That's talking about men. You understand? That's talking about people now, here alive, with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart. That means that you both have the same mind and you both understand, you both know the protocols, you both know the order, you both know what you should be doing. And with singleness of heart, you do it. As unto Christ, as if Christ was talking to you. If Christ told you to do something, you would open your mouth to say something back? I think not, man. I think not. Maybe you would. Who knows? I don't know. But I wouldn't. I would shemai, shequat. Verse 6. And not with an attitude and a or a huffing and puffing and all the extra stuff that women tend to do to men. Because if you're a man doing that, then you got a woman spirit on you. And you need to work on it. Shake that shite off. Shake it off. Verse 6, not with eye service. Rolling your eyes. This Bible is written by us, Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Who rolls their eyes more than us? Who got eye service for everybody? Oh my goodness. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Mashiach, as the servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, doing the will of God, doing the will of the powers from here. You got to control this fleshly thing, man. You got to do the Lord's will, man. The Lord don't want you to do what you're doing. You got to stop, man. You can't have excuses. You got to just do it. Verse 7, with goodwill, doing, again, this isn't about thinking about it. These are not options. These are commandments. With goodwill, doing service as to the Lord, as if you were doing it to the Lord, as if you were working for the Lord, as if this man is the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And not to men. Verse 8, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of the Lord. Your reward won't be from that man that you're serving. Your reward is going to be from the Lord. Whether he be bond or free. And ye masters. Now, it's talking about, ain't nobody going to get out of this. Okay, the masters got response. See, that's what we got to, again, somebody that's serving someone else has to understand the master has responsibility too. He can't just do what he wants. He's got responsibilities too. He has to be a responsible master. He can't just do whatever he wants. He's got to exhibit control. He's got to give an example. He's gotta make himself an example. And he can't just say anything and do the opposite. He's gotta walk what he talks. He's gotta walk it like he talks it, you know what I'm saying? And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven, knowing that you're his master, but your master's in heaven, and your master, if he sees you doing wrong, what are you going to do to you? Who you serve? Who you serving? Are you doing what your master tells you to do? Your master tells you to treat that brother like a brother, right? Like a son. You gonna treat your son like crap? You gonna just tell him to do anything? Go jump off a bridge? No, you wouldn't do that. Not to your own. And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven. Neither is there respect of persons with him. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Because you know who's going to cause friction between the servant and the master? You know who's causing that friction? You know who's making the person who's not doing what they're supposed to be doing? You know who that is? Who that is? That's not your baby daddy. That's the devil. And the devil wants to see you fail. He's there to put obstacles in your way, man. Well, guess what? You better become the damnedest track star ever and start hurdling. You know what I'm saying? You better start jumping for your life, man. Ducking if you have to, jumping, you know what I'm saying? Moving out of the way. Do what you got to do, man. But do what you have to do, man. You understand? Just do it. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand, therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. Truth is going to protect your family jewels, man. The most tender parts of you will be protected by the truth. And having on the breastplate of righteousness, man. Say it with your chest, you know what I'm saying? Verse 15, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. It means you're going to walk in it. You're going to walk in that gospel. You know what I'm saying? Verse 17, you're going to walk in that doctrine. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. This Bible, speak it. Cut your enemies. That helmet of salvation, man, the thoughts that should be flowing through you, which are the same thoughts of the Most High, man. Those will save you. Verse 18, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Who are the saints? Those are the Israelites who were once Gentiles who come back into the knowledge of self to know that they're Israelites. Those are the saints, man. And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak, but that ye also may know my affairs and how I do. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop there. I'm actually going to continue this. I'm going to continue this again. I'm going to do a part 3. All right. For now, though, let's get 1 Timothy 3 and 5. Let's keep going a little bit. 1 Timothy 3 and 5. We got to come out of the wickedness of this oppression, man. This oppression is crazy. This oppression is crazy, man. More of us got shot at. Yo, we had COVID, right? And for like a month, there was no killings. It was great. It was great. I was like, whoa, oh my goodness, this is awesome. And then we started getting killed again. And I'm like, wow, even a pandemic can't stop them from killing us. Even a pandemic still allows the excuses to flow on why you have to murder my people. Why brothers who look like me, talk like me, walk like me, like the same music as me, like to dress the same as me? You know what I'm saying? Not specifically the same, but you know what I'm saying. They got the same culture underfoot, at different ages, of course. But why we have to just keep being like the animals in the woods that are constantly hunted? It's crazy. Verse 5, for if a man, 1 Timothy 3 and 5, for if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? How are you going to take care of the men of the Most High? Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a good rapport of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. Likewise must the deacons be grave, be serious, not double-tongued, not given to much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre, holding the mystery of the faith in a pure conscience. Verse 10, and let these also first be proved. Then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. That's what all of us have to be. That's what the men of the ISUPK strive for, man. We strive to be blameless, and our women do too. You know what I'm saying? Our women do too. We strive for it, man. That's what our ultimate goal is to be blameless, man. Under commanding General Yohana, of course. All right? Of course. Verse 11, even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, meaning let the deacons be married to the doctrine and to the walk of the truth. All right, that's what that's talking about. Ruling their children and their own houses well. Drop that and let's get Matthew 25 and 30. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. Again, this is Christ's words right here. If you're not profitable for this walk and for Christ, man, Christ says to cast you out. You ain't worth nothing. Did you put away your old self? Huh? Did you put away the conversation of that old self? Did you put away the actions of that old self? Did you put on the new you? And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. Again, man, we got to understand this, man. Listen, this is important. This is no joke. We got to come into the truth. The truth is, if you continue to be your old self, and you continue to live your life as a Gentile, Gentiles are ultra emotional. Gentiles don't listen. Gentiles want to do what they want to do. Gentiles can't follow directions. Okay? Gentiles just walk any which way, do anything they want to do, and have no discipline of self. That's what Gentiles do. Those are heathens. That's why they make molten images. That's why they worship Buddha and Brahma and Shiva and Thuggee. You know what I'm saying? That's why they do all that. Because they want to. Because it makes them feel good. That's not our culture. That's not our way. Verse 32 again. And before him shall be gathered all the nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. Verse 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it to, Salakia. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Verse 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Don't be that. Don't be put on the left hand as a goat, man. Yo, kill that old self. You're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, man. Stop doing evil, because it's not going to benefit you. It's going to be your hindrance, and when judgment comes, man, you're going to pay the price. Whether you believe it or not, you don't have to believe it. You should, but you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You should, but some of us like death. I love life, personally. And my brothers here love life too. If you love life, come in here, man. Live. Learn how. Learn that you're dead. You might not even know you're living a life of death. Come and learn, man. Come in here and learn, man. ISUPK, man. Classes 5 days a week, man. Come in here and learn. Then, Shalakia. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered and athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. That's heavy. That's heavy, man. Which one do you want? You want everlasting torment and punishment, or do you want life eternal? You want to live forever in the kingdom of the Most High, in your nation, amongst your people, loving one another and being loved by one another? That's the question. I am priest and officer Gabar Amath, ISUPK, Connecticut. We are ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians their true culture and heritage according to the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. Until next time, shalom.